My name is Alexander Pechmann, and as a research assistant at the Global Climate Forum and PhD student at Humboldt University, I'm conducting coastal research from a social science perspective. In CONMAR, I address the issue of munitions in the sea from a social science perspective. I explore, for instance, the question of why the clearance of munitions in dumping areas is on the political agenda now, almost 80 years after most of these munitions were dumped. Through a governance analysis, I try to determine who has advocated for clearance and how the issue has been politically successful. Through a media analysis, I examine how the media's portrayal of munitions in the ocean has changed and, as a result, how society's understanding of these munitions has changed. In addition, my CONMAR colleagues and I, together with stakeholders and experts, are preparing an analysis on the question of where to start with the clearance of munitions in dumping areas. Successful management of munitions in the sea requires an understanding not only of the scientific processes but also of the social processes. The systematic clearance of munitions in German dumping areas is just beginning, and it will take time. Recommending where to begin the clearance process is an important step, I think. Knowledge about how to successfully translate scientific findings into policy measures can drive the steps still to be taken and can also inform the munitions issue outside Germany and other environmental issues. Munitions in the sea are an international issue. The context in which the munitions entered the sea and the context in which it now affects the respective ecosystems, the associated people, and the handling of the munitions today are of course different. For example, unlike in Germany, in most countries it is the Navy that is responsible for the dumped munitions. At the same time, the situations are interconnected, if only because the seas are interconnected. International treaties and geopolitical interests also link the situations. Especially in areas like the Baltic Sea, it is clear that working together is necessary to deal with the issue. The German-focused research in CONMAR, then, is one part of an even larger effort to address the common legacy of armed conflict. I wish for CONMAR to provide a more complete picture of the state and impact of munitions in the sea, and that this information can be translated into concrete practices. On the one hand, the clearing of dumping areas should be started as soon as possible in order to gain experience. At the same time, a political debate should be promoted that is as open, transparent, and fact-based as possible, in order to answer the question of how important the issue of munitions in the sea is compared to other important issues, and how much we as a society are willing to invest to address the issue.